me is too much time in a place without windows where you've lost the plot a little bit.
In that case, absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
In that case, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, okay, so Kava, my dog.
Yeah.
If we put the phone in front of Kava and Laird is FaceTiming, the dog doesn't even look at the phone.
Yep.
Doesn't resonate because of the energy.
Yep.
The actual energy that you and I feel when we're here and in person. Vibration, energy, all that.
Totally.
So sometimes when the dog isn't connecting, I go, okay. And so I understand the word consciousness, so we'll use that as sort of a placeholder for representing something.
I mean, that's representing something bigger than I think either of us or anyone actually understands.
But even as a person, the more conversations I have in this space, it's like, oh, we're chemistry. You know, I have this spirit, but it is so impacted by my housing. Mm-hmm. Like when I wasn't feeling good, or people have brain swelling and then they're this, or my gut biome was off and now I act differently. So it is an interesting thing where it's like chemistry, consciousness, spirit. I don't know.
And for me, I'm just interested in how and if I believe we can use these, new inventions, tools like we have to actually allow us to have more of that, more of the real connections, more of the actual meaningful work that we do in the world, more things that actually contribute in a positive way.
Right. Like we're having to find solutions for the problems that we've created.
That's always been the case. Like, we created fire, we're like, oh shit, we burned down the forest. Like,
I know, but this is a little different.
It's always been nuclear bombs. It was like it's escalating. It's on that exponential hockey stick.
Okay, so until next time on AI, don't be afraid of it. I'm keeping an open mind, or I should just say keeping open eyes. I go with a neutral mind. I'm sort of not attached to it here nor there. You and I will keep talking, and you can keep convincing me. Now the second kind of section, I just wanted to talk about some human stuff and things that inspired me. A lot of times when I shoot the podcast, I'll have a guest on that, they all leave a lot with me, but sometimes, more than others. The thing I wanted to talk to you about, because a lot of people have gone through this, or know someone or currently dealing with this, is loss and grief. And I interviewed Colin Campbell this week. He wrote a book called Finding the Words. And he and his wife Gail were in Joshua Tree driving with their teenage daughter, 14, in the back seat, and they were T-boned by somebody who was drunk and on drugs. Didn't even touch the brakes, and both of their children were killed in that crash. He will not call it an accident. He's like, it was not an accident, it was a crash. But the point of bringing it up is not to, be a downer. It's that the book is extraordinary in that it is a guide for people who have suffered such loss, or somebody who's close to somebody, because he really lays out kind of like talking about rage. I shared with you that he said, listen, guilt is just denial. And what could his friends do and he lays all this out. But when you and I met, your mom had already been fighting maybe and you have two brothers, you're the oldest. You were one of the sort of people who were going to appointments, you're close, your other brother's further away, you just were the guy. And so you were the one who went through that with your mom. And
we all went through it. I can't tell.
No. I'm saying my relationship with you. With you, of course. But then your mom made a choice after about battling cancer for about 16 years. 17. Yeah. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. She actually did decide it was probably 15 or 16 that she was like, she did every treatment of it. It was multiple rounds of chemo, radiation, it was metastasized over and over, and every immunotherapy, just every treatment.
Yeah. What was the thing you did? Was it Austria?
That was immunotherapy.
Yeah.
But we emptied the clip, everything at it. And she, after, all that time, just said, I think I'm done. Like, I want to stop treatment. And for a while, I was the one who was like, no, we're gonna figure this out. Like, me. It's like, we're gonna try this. There's gonna be this thing. We're gonna, keep pushing. And actually, what happened, I'll just keep it 100% real, is I did an like this gnarly root that comes from Africa, and it's not a recreational drug by any means. It's 30 hours.
Does somebody guide you through it?
Yeah,
How does
it
it work?
was with the shaman, and it was in
Okay.
a group, and yeah. Anyway, during that 30 hours, which I only would say I could I don't know if I recommend it to anybody, but I could say that for me, it was important going through such a gnarly thing. They use it, to get opioid addicts off of heroin and things like that. Anyway, for me, what happened in the middle of it was I got really nauseous, and it went on for hours. And I just kept, oh, this is terrible. I just want to throw up. And
1.569, 1.57 million. $1.58